Viewer discretion is advised.
I love getting up early, before anyone else is awake and the house is real quiet. Now with daylight savings, it's light out, but it used to be dark and gloomy, and the sunrise coming up is really nice. But it's in that quiet time sometimes I reflect on things, and I don't know if you can see if the camera's picking it up, but we have yet another snowstorm here approaching the middle of March on Long Island in New York, and yeah, another snowstorm. It's supposed to be another one next week, so fun time. If I ever meet Punxsutawney Phil, I'm gonna punch him. Now I'm kidding. No, he's an animal. He's still cute. I don't like when he's right, but he's cute. But I just got to thinking, I do love snow, in appropriate times. This is a little bit too much now, but snow is beautiful, and snow is a part of life, for some of us where we live in the Northeast. But I look at that, and whenever there's a snowstorm, yeah, it's so beautiful and so pretty and so peaceful. This is going to affect my life now for the next 3 to 4 days. On top of, should I take my cane with me? Do I have enough energy to do this because I'm doing some other stuff later? How do my legs feel? Different things like that, different considerations I would normally have. Now added to that is, when I get where I'm going, is it going to be shoveled enough for me to walk through? Because even like slush on the ground is really hard for me to navigate. For some reason, it just seems like the muscles in my legs are really tight, and they don't plant me firmly to the ground. It's weird. It's almost, the only way I can describe it, it's like almost like a weird floating feeling. You don't ever feel concrete on the ground. You feel like your muscles are so tense and tight that they're actually pulling your feet off the ground, so that when you do put your foot down, you're never truly leaning forward with all that weight to ground you. And you can slip, and I have. That's the only way I can really describe it. Maybe that's, it's personal to me, but let me know in the comments, if you guys experience, stuff like that, or what the feelings in your appendages, your legs, your arms, your hands, your feet. Let me know, because sometimes there's a lot of similarities with what we go through, and a lot of times there isn't. It's pretty varied, but like a day like today, it's so beautiful out, but now this will affect for at least the next 3 days of what I'm doing, and people shovel snow and they'll pile it up and you can hop over it. That's great. I can't. I can fall through it, man. I can fall through it like a champ, but I can't hop over it. It got me thinking this morning about limitations, things that I don't think about often, but when I do, I really take stock of them, and it reminds me, a couple of months ago, for 8 weeks or so, more like 10, but she says 8. I won't argue. But Kelly's elevator was out in her building, and she lives on the 5th floor. And so you always don't know what to let out on YouTube. Like, yeah, she lives on a floor that would be considered the middle floor if there were floors above it, but not quite. No, she lives on the 5th floor in her building. I didn't give the address. So her elevator was out for 8 weeks, and for normal people it's like, oh, I'll just take the stairs. For me, it's a question of, can I take the stairs? 5 flights is a lot. There's no way I could have done 5 flights of stairs. I could have done 1. 2 would have been pushing it. 5, no, couldn't do that. But you have to think of these limitations, and it's really hard not to have them make you feel a little bad sometimes. When you think about things in the grand scheme of life and the world, if that's the worst problem I have, then so many people out there are suffering. If that's the worst problem I have, then yeah, I'll take it. I won't love it, but I'm okay. I think about all those limitations, and that's why, last time I was talking about, giving in and taking the cane, or taking an ambulatory device, whatever it may be. I only use a cane if I use something so far. and that's going to be it. Damn it, I'm stopping it at the cane if needed. That's it. You know, because I'm a firm believer in the mind controls a lot. But that's definitely for another time, and definitely when it's dark out, because you know, you pour yourself a glass of wine, we have a little conversation. If I didn't start using a cane or reaching for someone's shoulder when I'm going up a curb, or you know, just admitting like, hey, I can't do this today. I never say I can't do this. I always say I can't do this today, because I don't know. I get up every day, and in the hope, and you know, in the work I do, the little, you know, exercise I do and stuff like that to keep me strong, so I can keep doing things, you know. But you know, I don't wake up and say I can't do this. No, I can't do this today. I can't do this right now. I mean, there's times where I can't do something right now, and then, you know, give it an hour or two, and then I can do it. And, you know, I'm not going to win any world records, but I could still do it. You know, but using the cane and everything, it's really like on a day like today, if I had to go somewhere, there would be no option. I mean, it would be stay home and don't live any kind of life, or just take your cane. You know, so I think it's important for us to recognize our limitations. Just don't succumb to them. So if we recognize our limitations, then we can plan for those limitations. Like if I know, you know, the last trip we went on was, you know, we didn't realize it, but traveling that trip, Kelly and I went to Mexico last year. Well, coming up, yep, last year. And was it 2 years now? Give me while I do the math. You know, I'm sitting here going, tapping my fingers like I'm actually counting, but I'm actually like pretending to count, hoping the answer comes to me, but I have no idea. I hope Kelly doesn't get mad at me, but it was a great trip, but you know, the traveling was, as we saw, was a little hard on me. So I saw my limitation. Instead of sitting home going like, nah, man, I can't go to Mexico. Nah, I can't get to an airport. I can't, you know, board a plane. I saw. I went and I did it. Just because I'm not going to stay home. I'm not going to just let it beat me completely. Yes, I know a lot's been taken away from me, but I'm not going to give away things. It can take all it wants. I'm not going to give anything. I wouldn't know my limitation if I didn't take a shot, if I didn't at least try. So that's what I did. So now we know. So don't dwell on your limitations. Don't feel bad from your limitations. Use whatever you're given. And use whatever was taken away from you as a guide, as a learning experience, because you have two choices with this. Number one, you could sit down and feel sorry for yourself and say, oh, poor me, this is horrible, and that's not going to do a damn thing. Or two, you could realize this is happening to me whether I wanted to or not, and I better use it to my advantage and learn from it. Learn when you have to go to the store what you have to do. Learn if you're going to travel on a plane what you have to do. Learn if you're going to go visit people what you have to do. It's about learning. Because the conditions we face, yes, they may be permanent, they may be temporary. Nobody knows. But why be miserable if the time is this long or this long? Why be miserable at any moment in there? It happened. We can't take it back. We could if we would. Great, but we can't. So take that energy. This is what I do. Take that energy that you would spend changing all this if you could, and put it towards helping yourself live a little better, smile a little wider, and just feel a little healthier. Up here and in here and in your legs. You know, I want to thank you guys so much. Thanks for putting up with me in my pajamas. But it's time to make some breakfast and get this day going. You know, please hit the like button. Please share it with your friends. Anyone that's going through a chronic illness. Anyone that loves or cares for someone that's going through a chronic illness. You know, we all have to stick together. And please hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon next to it, so you could be alerted whenever I come up with something new. No matter what you have, lupus, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, you know, ALS, any, I go on and on and on. Just stay strong, and I hope you guys be well. Have a great, great day.